Agreement permitting American officials to assist the Panamanian government in deporting migrants crossing the Darien Gap.
Under this joint effort, U.S. immigration officials will train and aid Panamanian authorities to facilitate more deportations of northbound migrants.
Health officials have issued a dengue fever alert in the Florida Keys after confirming 2 local cases.
The 2 dengue cases in the Keys were locally acquired, meaning the individuals did not contract the illness while traveling. In Broward, mosquito control is using drones to target pests in hard-to-reach areas.
A woman accused of pretending to be an Irish heiress and scamming victims out of tens of thousands of dollars has been extradited to the UK, a U.S. official said.
Marianne Smith, 54, faces charges of theft and fraud by abuse of position.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please? Damn good coffee and hot.
Mind Dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
That's right. There's music playing. I got nothing. This is... Damn musicians don't know when to shut the hell up. That's the problem. Oh, there they go. Good morning, folks. It's Monday, your favorite day of the week. Monday, July 8th, 2024. Your 4th of July weekend, your 4.5 day weekend is over. And now you're back on your way to work. You're driving your car and all is just rotten again. You're stuck in traffic and you got me. Sorry. That's the way it is. Everybody loves Raymond. Sure. If you don't get that reference, by the way, and you're in the car, you weren't even exposed to that reference. But I've been starting the program with a different background image, other than just coffee beans lately. And this morning it was the Queen of Hearts, and everybody loves Raymond. Sure. And if you don't get that reference, it's probably because you just like Theo Von. Stupid. Theo Von's a very stupid person. I've known Theo Von has been a really stupid person forever, but this morning RFQ tweeted about a woman asking him what's the first thing he's going to do when he's in office. Well, let's set aside that he's not going to be in office for just 1 second and figure out where we went from there. He said his first thing that he would do in office. Now, this is the 190th priority that he has set for himself, and probably doesn't understand the meaning of the word or priority or how they work. But nothing. You can't have that many priorities. Priorities mean the thing you're going to take care of first. But now, this is what he's going to take care of first. He's going to find out why America's kids are sicker than the rest of the world. And then he's going to fix it. And Theo Von said, that's a solid answer. my mind is boggled at how stupid we've become as a people, as a society, as the human race. First of all, if we set aside the fact that America's kids are not the sickest kids in the world by far, there are countries where childhood mortality rate is like 100% or something, or close to 100%. But we set aside that. You're just going to fix it. You don't know what the problem is, but you know you're going to fix it. Day one. Not understanding that the complications of addressing any major issues, nothing happens overnight, and probably in 8 years is not enough to make a dent in world catastrophes and things that, you know, illness, death rates, illness rates, all that kind of stuff. You're not going to change the world. Here's a problem with RFQ. Wants to be the anti-politician, but he's acting like a typical politician. I promise you everything. I can fix everything. I'm the only one that can fix it, and I can fix it instantly. Everything that's wrong. Well, I'm going to cure cancer the first day in office. I'm going to stop all wars first day in office. I'm going to fix everything that's wrong with the pay-per-play government in the United States first day in office. Everything he's going to fix first day, and he's the only one that can fix it. And then you get idiots like Steve. That's a solid answer. We're lost. We are lost as a people. But in case you don't know, here's some news that Alan Edwards is not going to tell you about this morning. Definitely did not cover in that news in 60. Vladimir Putin has purposely, on purpose, bombed a children's hospital in Ukraine, in Kiev. Yeah, no big deal, right? It's all the way around the world. This guy's just going around bombing children's hospitals because Russia is failing, and Donald Trump, believe it or not, is Putin's last gasp hope for saving Russia. Because without the United States, without Trump in his pocket, Russia is collapsing. The Russian economy is in the toilet. The Russian civilization is in the toilet. And he's not a popular guy. And you see what's happening in France and England, and you don't know because you're not paying attention. But the polls were all wrong there. Must have been rigged. Must have been rigged. They must have stolen the elections. Two astonishingly upset elections for the people who were predicting a massive right-wing red wave in Europe, but it turned out to be a little dribble of red blood and a blue wave in Europe, and that's continuing. And so Putin is scared. And he needs Trump. Now, here's the thing you don't know about Donald Trump. And because we're talking, they're still obsessed with how old Joe Biden is. And Trump says, well, there's a big difference between 77 and 81. Well, guess what? If he did win, just 2 years into his administration, he would be 81. And then, oh, well, I'm youthful. But whatever. What you don't know about Donald Trump, what they're not telling you, and you're not going to hear in the news, but it is actual fact. Donald Trump raped a 13-year-old. He raped a 12-year-old. And when she was crying, when he was done, he was angry that she was crying, that he raped her. So he beat her. He forced 2 other 12-year-olds to have lesbian sex against their will. And so he could get his jollies on that. He had his eye on a 10-year-old. He was in touch with Jeffrey Epstein almost every day up until the time when Bill Barr decided to raid Jeffrey Epstein's house and imprison him. And then he ended up dead. and he knew about all the things that I just talked about. This is well documented. This is in a document dump that came out last week. Press isn't telling you about it. The media has failed you. They are all in on the Trump ratings train and don't want to see you finding out about what you're if you're going to elect somebody who rapes children with a clean conscience, there is something very, very wrong with you. I don't care how old the guy is who's running against him. It could be a corpse. You're going to elect a child rapist. I have no hope for humanity. And the stupidity of the American people who just, riding this nonsense straight to hell. So yeah, happy Monday morning. I hope you make the best of today. We have a Kenny J. Wilkins who's going to be with us in the second hour. He's a new recording artist who has one single out called "You're a Woman." He's about to release an EP, all about women's empowerment. Okay. I don't even know where to begin with that. We'll talk to him about that. Well, it's a very good song, great harmonies, nice production. I don't know why now women's empowerment is the issue to get behind. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with women's empowerment. Listen, all for women. I like women. My wife is a woman. Last time I checked, I like women, but I don't know. It's a weird thing for a young man to be basing his musical career on. Anyway, so we'll meet him in the second hour. We're about to say hello to the gentleman in the who are waiting patiently while I ramble meaninglessly and endlessly about things that you don't care about, probably never will care about. I want to tell you about our sponsor, Daily High Club. Actually, I'll let the AI voice tell you about Daily High Club. I will.
With humble East Coast beginnings in 2015, Daily High Club is the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and consumption accessories. If you're looking to elevate your smoking game to the next level, you're in the right place. With over 1 million top-quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. But Daily High Club is not just a retailer, we're lovers of the smoking scene ourselves, working with giants like Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, Chanel West Coast, and more. Ready to join the Daily High Club? Let our experts curate your collection with our awesome El Primo monthly subscription box, or grab one of our fun and unique pieces from our smoke shop. Click the link in the description below this video to get this party started now.
Now! I'm telling you, don't wait. Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, that's not bad.
Morning.
One
had
little
me at
guy out
Taco
of
Bong.
place.
Good morning.
JD Salinger.
Good morning, America. MyDogTV.com. Are you out of holidays to celebrate until September? Well, you can still get drunk in August. Celebrate Sisters Day, Friendship Day, National Dog Day, and many more. Or as we say in my neck of the woods, Sisters Day, Homie Day, and Mike Vick Day, and them some more.
Whoa.
Come to MyDogTV.com and order your August holidays in time for August. MyDogTV.com.
Which day is National Dog Day?
I don't know. It's in August.
Oh, well, if it's because my birthday is in August, I thought maybe they coincide. I just thought,
I can find out.
All right, but we also
I was trying to keep it brief, so I left out a lot of details.
I think I'm probably I take precedent over Michael Vick and whatever, but
at least when it comes to dogs.
my birthday, by the way, is the day they added a star to the flag. So come on, give me a little. The last star was added to the flag. It was 49 stars for a while there, for about 10 years. And then they
August 26th.
The 30th, but that's close. Close.
When I was born, there was already 50 stars.
Right.
Yeah, take that.
Oh, take that. All right.
Yeah, my country was complete when I was born.
Right. Did you guys have a wonderful and exciting and enjoyable weekend? Oh!
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Okay.
All right. And you can't elaborate on that, or just it was good. It was good.
Well, we had cookouts on like Friday, Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday I had my show at the campground. The shows, and they went great. And so yeah, it was a good weekend.
So do any of you guys pay attention to what the Rev does on Sunday mornings?
I do.
I think Ron would have appreciated it. It was all about foot fetishes and stuff. And
it wasn't all about foot fetishes.
The only part that you worth listening to was about foot fetishes. The only part that would stick in your mind was about foot fetishes. So.
And he didn't talk about foot fetishes. He said at the very beginning he was not going to talk about foot fetishes.
And then he did.
Explained why.
So he lied.
No, he explained why he wasn't going to talk about foot fetishes.
And he went on talking about foot fetishes for a good lengthy bit of time.
I didn't hear it that way. That's not the way I heard it. I heard him not talking about foot fetishes.
Well, you were probably sleeping. Because I was wide awake and paying attention. And my brother,
this time,
yeah, my brother came up with a few more names that the Rev could. I don't remember them right now, but they were good ones.
Okay, your brother came up with them.
Yeah, a few more names for the Reverend. Yeah,
you can send them to me or to him. One of us will get them.
Yeah.
How many of them can be said in public?
Well, if you want to get your ass kicked, you can say them all.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah. I don't know. I was at the VA yesterday, and this old guy who is a World War II vet. And one of the last remaining World War II. That's how old he is. I mean, he's in his 90s. And he wanted to talk politics with me. And he always talks politics with me. Now, this guy, he's a good guy. Good heart.
For now. It doesn't have many days left.
But he's a racist. He's a hardcore racist. And he's been a Trumper. Listen,
you've been visiting Stephen's grandfather in.
Yeah.
Christ, did a cow shit in here?
I feel weird saying he's got a good heart, but he's a racist. But it's you know what? I think if he saw a minority, let's just say, in need of help, he would probably lend a hand. But verbally and as a group of people, he doesn't like black people. He especially doesn't like brown people. So he's been a Trumper forever. But yesterday, he came out with a "fuck Trump" on me. The first line he said, basically because he must have read Project 25 and their agenda, Project 2025 and their agenda, and apparently
good on him.
Yeah, and he's free. He wants to know why they're undercutting the military and the vets. I thought these people supported the vets. I don't know. I don't get it. They're stabbing the vets in the back. Why are they taking money from the vets and active military? And he wanted me to explain that to him. All I had was, the rich are never rich enough. So they want to take money from the veterans programs and from military salaries to pay for their tax cuts that they gave themselves 8 years ago. Now, regular people have noticed their taxes going up. That's still part of that same program. But that's all I could come up with, is the only reason they would want to make those cuts is because they're never satisfied. And I think this is true. I think greed is it's like a exponentially self-propelling device where the more money you get, the more money you want, and there's just never enough. And if you get to the place in life where you have $250 billion, you want to be the first person to be a trillionaire. It's just insane. And so I'm trying to explain that to the guy. He goes, well, fuck Trump. I'm not voting for him now. I'm like, wow.
Here's the weird thing about that. The Republicans have been fucking over veterans since the Bush 2 administration, at least. I mean, that I'm consciously aware of, Bush 2. And he's now realizing that the Republicans are fuck the military.
Well, the list in Project 2020-25 is pretty long. It's not just like one little paragraph of like from the paper or something like that. It's a long list of actual things they have planned.
Yeah,
it's like, why are they say they're for pro-military, and I guess if you can read I'm just trying to rationalize what you just said. If you can read one small paragraph in the paper, it's easier to dismiss. But when you see a long laundry list of to-do things, it's much harder to dismiss. Now, Trump did come out and say he doesn't know anything about 2020.
He doesn't know what it is, but he's not for it.
I don't know anything about it, but it's ridiculous. I hate it. It's terrible.
And the one guy was part of his administration. So
many of them.
Many. And the girl who is their key point person, we're getting it from the Heritage Foundation. I forget her name. But she is his national press secretary for his campaign. I mean, it doesn't get, you know what? And it's all stuff that he has laid out as his agenda already. So it's just, they're fucking crazy. If you believe that, but you can go back and find tapes of Trump saying, I never met George Papadopoulos. I don't know anything about Russia. I don't know anything about Russia. I have no loans. I have no deals. And then Rudy Giuliani goes to court and said, yeah, we had loans. We had deals. They were all in play. I mean, it's
just... So Michael Cohen also, that's why they tried to shut him up.
Yeah. So basically, so the Project 2025 thing, if more people hear about it and what's actually in it, women who really should be upset about the idea that they want them to carry, what do they call it? Period.
Like a spreadsheet, like the period spreadsheet. Yeah. So you know when they're menstruating.
And if a cop can ask for it at any time, you'll need to show that you're up to date with your periods. Or
what? What the fuck does that even mean? What
you want to know you're not having an abortion, or they want to know if you're pregnant, that they can keep records of that, and you're not going to be not pregnant mysteriously. Because not just cutting down on legalized abortion. They want to make sure you're not getting a backroom abortion either, or a coat hanger abortion.
Unless you're rich. Rich people will still be able to get the abortions. Rich people will still be able to get them.
It's wild, man. But you know what? So I think if people read this fucking agenda that they have, I can't imagine anybody being in line with all of it. I could imagine some people being in line with some of it, but not all of it.
I'm trying to work into my schedule that I can actually do an audio version of the 922-page thing. I think I can get to a point where I can read like maybe 30 or 40 pages a day, depending on the format of the pages too.
Right? So. Can you do it and not let people fall asleep? And I'm not.
No.
That's not a big issue.
Yes and no. Because I've done indictments before, but I had to do two different. I did the indictments with commentary, with humorous commentary, which made them like an extra 30 minutes longer. Right. But it was like joke, commentary, paragraph, and joke like that. And then I had to do a straight version so that people would not get my tainted commentary. Just so you understand that I'm not bullshitting.
You should probably do it one point at a time in the short version, and because short attention span theater, and nobody's going to hear it if you're just reading a document that is whatever, like War and Peace. I'm now going to do the audiobook of War and Peace. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably add graphics or something like that, but I want people to get the actual information. I don't want them to think, "Well, he's bullshitting. He's making that up," So, and that's
yeah. Well,
I did that with the indictments for Trump, the DC indictments, the Georgia indictments. I think 2 of them. Florida and DC. I think those are the 2.
Wow. But now there's going to be according to the AP anyway, DOJ is back on the rape allegations, rape charges against Donald Trump, and they're going to be they're pursuing, possibly pressing charges in the near future for the rape of the 13-year-old girl whose face is blurred in the video. But the thing is, they kept this shit quiet all this time. These videos and the testimony of the women testifying were available before the 2016 election, and that was kept. Now, Alex Acosta,
where did this break from? Is this from like a trial or the Epstein stuff?
No, the DOJ released all the documentation, not all of it.
This is just from 2006 stuff.
Right. That Alex Acosta had accumulated in his prosecution of Jeffrey Epstein, where he found him guilty of sex trafficking minors and gave him house detention, an ankle bracelet, and he was still able to go out, and he still had whatever free time to go out and leave his house 2 hours or something at a time. But Alex Acosta was then appointed to Trump's cabinet shortly after giving Jeffrey Epstein that sweetheart deal. And according to the phone logs that DOJ had, they knew Donald Trump was in touch with Jeffrey Epstein almost up until the day his house got raided, and then he got arrested. And then, of course, you know what happened to him after. It's just the fact that they were sitting on this, and this was not. It was a combination of Obama's DOJ into Trump's DOJ, not putting it out there, which it might have changed the world if these allegations of these girls, because they're crying in these videos, it's hard to believe in any way that they made this up. According to them, there were witnesses, there was corroborating evidence, corroborating testimony. Of course, Jeffrey Epstein was found guilty of it and given house detention. For some, it's like it wasn't a fucking parking ticket, man. I'm sorry to laugh at it, but I mean, it's close to being the most egregious crime other than murder or mass murder that you could come up with is raping children and then peddling children to be raped to old creepy old men like Alan Dershowitz and Donald Trump. I can't, talk about scarred for life. Imagine being a 12-year-old and having that fat old slimy fuck get on top of you, rape you, and then when you're crying after it, he beats you for crying, for making him feel bad.
Well, hey Matt, just to let you know, I have some videos lined up, and some people know that you're running for office, and there is a smear campaign against you. So.
I would say I would characterize it more as crawling for office, not running, not even walking. I'm crawling for office. But if you want to play a video,
Matt Napo, with his supple hands, is running for office. His unwanted advances on a copier machine left the Staples with no choice but to ban people with supple hands from the store, after founding the 42 Finger Institute and a total disregard for human life. Matt Napo used his moist and supple hands to wrap around juicy news in his community. Rarely drunk, but usually on mescaline, Matt spends quality time with big brothers and big sisters, teaching them how to bully people without those moist and supple hands. Matt will fight for your community. His growth initiation of starting bar fights to get neighbors talking. After choking out several patrons, Matt was heard saying, "If you can fight with one eye, I guess I'll take the other." So ask yourself, do you want someone with supple hands making you a sandwich? Do you want to be in a bar fight? Or do what's right and say no to Matt? Say no to nepotism.
Damn, that was convincing.
I like I really like the, if you can fight with one eye, maybe I'll take the other.
I don't know where
that sounds so mad. That sounds so mad.
It does.
I know.
I would definitely would do that. But I don't know where this rumor got started that I have supple hands. I do have soft hands, but not supple hands.
We've seen you play guitar.
Arthritic hands. I have nerve damaged hands.
It's funny because Eric they call Eric Clapton slow hand and they call Matt supple hand.
I don't know who calls me that. When I find them, I'm going to take their fucking eyes out. AI is from the devil. I don't know. Come on.
Donald Trump didn't create AI, you silly bitch.
I want to come. Yesterday, Ian wore his best Sunday suit to church. It sat in the front row, and that was really uplifting to the Reverend.
Really? How do you know? How do you know? Has anybody ever really seen Ian?
He was in church yesterday in the front row wearing his best suit.
What does he look like?
He looked like he was yesterday.
Probably like a guy in a suit.
Does he have hair?
He had on a hat, one of those pimp hats. So I don't know.
If I had a hat on, you could still tell I don't have hair.
No, because you could have hair up under the hat.
Does Steven have hair?
Up under the hat, probably. I don't know. I can't tell.
You can see the hair up under the hat.
Those could be pubes.
A hat does not bar you from telling if somebody has hair. So
depends on the hat.
No wonder people are going to think you're lying when you put out your fucking manifesto. You lie every day, every second.
Not all. First of all, not all hair covers the whole head. So if you just have hair on the top of the head, like let's say a fade, and you're wearing a hat that covers the hair, you wouldn't know if that person has hair on their head.
You would. A hat does not sit the same on a bald head as it does on a hairy head.
Depends on the head.
Any layman, you don't even have to be a hair expert or a head expert like I am.
You're the worst head expert.
Matt's a head expert.
This is a clear case of nepotism.
This must be the dad of the Hoptua girl.
A lying son of a bitchism. That's what it is. Lying son of a bitchism. I want to. Because I'm changing the subject here now. No, where is it? Come on. We have a guest coming on later, Kenny J. Wilkins, and he has a single out called "You're a Woman." I think it's inspired by you, but we'll move on past that. My friend Jeremy Langdale posted a meme, which I did not bother to read past the first line because I read the first line and I was like, you don't know. But where it ties into our guest today, he's got a song called "You're a Woman," and it is all about women's empowerment. I've tried that scam. That's not going to get you more pussy. The idea that, oh, I'm Mr. Feminist. There's no other motivation really for a young man to be on the feminist women's empowerment bandwagon other than he's trying to get pussy. Listen.
There are other reasons.
Argue with me. Go ahead. What's the other reasons?
I was raised by a single mom, and I realized how difficult the life of a single mom is. So
you wanted to fuck your mom?
Why would I want to?
I don't know why you would want to, but you just admitted to it on this program.
No, I didn't. You admitted to me wanting to. You admitted.
9:34 a.m. on July 8th, 2024. We finally got to the real issue with you. All right, it says the top 10 things you'll never understand about a musician. Number 1, we aren't in music to get laid. That's as far as I got. I was like, sorry.
Why else would you become a musician?
Exactly.
See, and again, that's not why I became a musician.
Oh, you're lying. Everybody knows you lie.
No, see, there you go.
I even tried my hand at music
we-
because I wanted to get laid as a musician. It didn't work out, but I tried.
People just listen to music because they want to get laid. Music exists just to get laid. That's the only reason music exists.
No, that's not the only reason music exists, and that's not why I became a musician.
It is.
Well, first of all, I don't want to call myself a musician because my talent never exceeded my
exactly.
other friends that were musicians.
You don't know what you're talking about. If you're not a musician, you're not part of the you don't get a voice in this discussion.
I have a voice in this discussion because you're making shit up.
The reason. So I got in trouble for saying you don't know me at all when he's known me for 60 years. I said, "Are you saying that the only reason you play music is to get laid?" And I'm like, "No." And even now, it's probably not even like a major reason. It is, but it was the first reason, the prime reason, and probably the reason I made a life out of it. If I wanted to just write, I could do novels. If I wanted to just perform, I could do comedy or acting or any of that stuff. I chose what I do because I wasn't a jock. I didn't have money or a car, and the only way I was going to get attention from women, in my mind, was if I could do something, be a rock star or a make-believe rock star, I could possibly get laid. And if I look at it, my success rate, not good, but much better than it would have been if I hadn't tried it all and just sat there and done those other things. If I would have been a novelist, I would have never got laid in my life. If I would have been a comedian, look what comedians get. I mean, come on. So, yeah. Number 2 on the list is being famous. Not being famous is actually okay for us. It's okay if it doesn't happen, but that doesn't mean. I mean, what are you going to do? You could cry about it, you could stomp your feet, but it doesn't mean that in the heart of most people who are performers, they don't crave fame in some way. I mean, that's part of.
Now, you did equate fame with appreciation because I craved appreciation, but didn't necessarily have to be fame.
Right, but the more appreciation, the better. The bigger the crowd, the more the energy that comes at you. The bigger.
No, I had a limit of 10. I only wanted appreciation from 10 people at a time. If it got to 11, I had to get rid of the first person to appreciate me.
You're just gonna be you're just gonna introduce dishonest testimony into the court. We're gonna have to ban you. We're gonna have to put gag order on you because all you do is lie. We are artists. We are weird. This is the first time I'm getting past number 1, by the way. We are artists. We are weird. All right, I will agree with the second part of that. Music isn't a dream; it's a way of life. All right, that's kind of like, yeah. Look at me, I'm a schmaltzy little fucking. Put a dress on me and fucking call me Cinderella, whatever.
All right, Cindy.
Thank you.
Just because you haven't heard of us doesn't mean we aren't successful. Okay.
You have to define success as well, but sure, I agree with that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Keeping time means something very different to us. Well, who the fuck cares about that nonsense? Some drummer must have wrote this. That's all I can say.
What do you mean by keeping time?
That's what the drummer means by it. Keeping time. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why I'm saying a drummer wrote this. There are many more levels of musician and starving artist and chart-topping superstar. Yeah, drug addict, enabler, drug addict wannabe, drug addict, future drug addict,
pawn shop visitor.
That's true.
The one who goes to visit his guitar at the pawn shop.
Yeah, gear addict, somebody who's just constantly buying gear.
Yeah.
Listening to music means something very different. What does it mean to you? See, this is where I want to just slap the memes right in the tits. You can always take a musician out of music. You can take a musician out of music, but you can't take the music out. What a fucking I'm glad that's the first time I read that. I wish I hadn't read it that time.
Yeah, you should have stopped. You should have stopped before you got to number 1.
Well, yeah, number 1 was the one that really fucked me up, though. We're not in it to get laid. I mean, speak for yourself. I'm certain there are.
Thank you.
Not you. You shouldn't speak for anybody, not even yourself. You should just shut the fuck up.
Here is that nepotism we've been talking about.
Yep.
Thank you. We're not a bar or on
I strongly suspect the next word out of Matt's mouth is going to be, "I will slap the black right off of you."
No, because I know that's physically impossible. I have tried that in the past.
And that's how I got slapped by my mother a second time, because she slapped me. She says, "I will slap the black off of you if you say one more word." And I yelled at my mother, "One more word!" And she slapped me, knocked me down. There were snot bubbles coming out the nose. And I got up and I said, "I'm still black." And she slapped me again.
Yeah.
Have we crossed a line?
No.
I don't think so, no.
We haven't even gotten close to the line. But
and you're right, Ian. My mother was a lady of violence.
Right. So why I brought that up is I think Kenny J. Wilkins, and I will say this to him, and he will argue with me, and you guys won't back me up, and I fucking have to take my vengeance on everybody eventually. But I'm gonna say I think he's just in this to get laid. This is why you're a woman. I love women. Women's Empowerment Week. Yeah, I think he's just trying to impress the ladies enough to say, "Oh, he gets us." He's not going to get us. He gets us, but he's not going to get us. In other words, you know what I'm saying. Yep. Did you guys any of you, ever get laid because of your dopey little comedy act? Oh, we have quiet now.
I've been married since I've been doing comedy, so I don't know the answer to that.
I can barely stand it because my balls are so empty all the time.
I can't stand it all because my balls are so empty all the time. So, yeah.
Is this a collective no? I mean, it's hard.
No, I don't. Look, I am married. My wife and I have sex on a regular basis, so it's hard for me to distinguish between sex for comedy and sex because I'm just that damn sexy.
Hey, everybody! We're all gonna get laid.
So I was at open mics when I wasn't married. So open micers aren't really getting laid often. And I was married.
Let me just tell you.
I didn't say I did.
David Spade is the only comedian who ever got laid.
Now I've turned down quite a bit of sex, but again, it's because I'm married. I don't know.
Women. I meant from women.
You have to you have to say that at the top of the sentence. At the very top of the statement, you have to say what you mean by getting laid. Then
I'm sorry. Did I not say this is a homophobic program at some point? Isn't that in the disclaimer?
No, you never said that.
The host is a homophobic.
I should probably put that in the disclaimer.
Yeah.
I'll add that just so people know.
Probably a good idea, just to be safe.
Yeah, I've had women hitting on me in front of my wife, not knowing that was my wife, and I had to answer for that shit later. It's like, honey, look, she's. Why did you say something? I said, because she's a potential fan.
I've had the opposite. I've been hit on, and my wife just sits back and laughs the whole time because she knows I'm uncomfortable. So
no, my wife doesn't laugh. She does not laugh. She stakes her claim. She gets that flag out and she puts it right there. It's like, bam.
Well,
my wife's watching me squirm.
I got married pretty young, and I think I was been in music since I was very young. So this whole idea of I was married, that infidelity is not out of the game.
Just for me.
It might be now for me, but it wasn't always. I mean, so
it's always been that way for me. I've never cheated on anybody, and I've never cheated on a wife or a girlfriend in my entire dating career or marriage career, for that matter.
Again, Your Honor, I would like to gag water here. He's just not telling the truth. He's under oath, and he's lying like a son of a bitch.
No,
son of a bitch.
No.
No, and
Never
I've
cheated.
never done anything wrong in my entire life.
I didn't say that. I've done plenty wrong. I just never
Oh.
cheated on a wife or a
Uh,
girlfriend.
right. As long as anybody's listening. We've had
You're
this
not
discussion
listening, and it won't
offline.
change the fact.
We've heard, Your Honor. I have heard him say in private conversation boast about his conquests with infidelity and cheating. Like
Now who's lying under oath?
True. He
Or
told me
oath?
about this time on the Bang Bus when he was the second guy on the
no,
bus.
he was the
but
producer
first
of the
guy was
Bang
just
Bus.
finishing up.
Now,
What the fuck's a bang bus?
oh,
I know a bang bang
Oh,
strip.
you see the picture behind
sure.
Stephen? That's
That's
clip
Ron.
from Bang-
Isn't that
that's a-
Ron?
right? Yeah, that's a clip from Bang Bus, the most recent episode.
true.
Is it episodes? Episodic? Or
So
is it
is
just-
Ron driving the bang bus, or is he a passenger?
He's the owner. He's
The owner.
He is Mr. Bang. That's what we call him. Mr. Bang, Mr. Bang.
I'm keeping busy. That's how I keep busy.
That sounds like a very bad kung fu movie. Mr. Bang, Mr. Bang. There are people on your bus.
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Bang.
Because you're black?
What was that? I didn't
I'm
catch
sorry.
that.
Because you're black?
Is that new? I didn't hear that. I've never heard that one before. Where did that
Yeah,
one come from?
I just put that one in. I had to boost the audio on it again. It's still kind of low, but
I'm sorry. Because you're black?
Right. You want to hear loud audio? Click on the "fuck yeah" at the bottom of the audio, right above the news clips. GD uploaded a "fuck yeah" that is like 197 decibels or something.
yeah,
It will blow your ears off.
I put these two in today. The
I'm sorry. Because you're black?
then the other one.
You know what? We need a new U-Haul commercial. Have you seen the new U-Haul commercial where they're dropping off Nazis in Tennessee?
No.
Apparently,
No.
Is this like a welcome home bus, or what's going on with that?
apparently, you ship your Nazis kind of like sardines in the back of a U-Haul, but lots of U-Hauls, and they showed them unloading, unloading your Nazis. They pull all these U-Haul trucks full of Nazis. They just open the back door, and the Nazis come marching out.
So
Come on, people. I'm late for a meeting here.
It's Uber Hall? Is that it? Is that what the U is for?
Well, I'm just wondering, because I did write to you. I pointed it out to U-Haul. I said, how's this advertising marketing campaign working out for you?
Racers need to move too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they are not asking people when they come in to rent a U-Haul truck, are you going to use this to move Nazis? But I think they need to start, because there are tons of videos now with your brand all over it delivering Nazis to the door to door. And that's not a good look for your company. So I think at some point they have to do something to stop their product from being endorsed by Nazis everywhere. You guys haven't seen the videos of they're wearing masks. The Patriot Front, they call themselves, not Nazis. They are not calling themselves Nazis, but coincidentally, they have swastikas and they have Confederate flags. But they're wearing.
I didn't know my grandfather was moving, so I didn't really go out.
Why now all of a sudden masks are in? They would not wear masks during a pandemic, but when you're proud Patriot Front, somehow you have to conceal your identity. If you're proud, why are you wearing the mask? If you're proud to be on the street with your American flag, calling for what you believe in is right, why hide your identity? It's kind of
Because
like,
you don't want to get your pride on anything. You got to keep it to yourself.
you're proud.
You're proud.
I don't know, man. They're dumb. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Well, one guy
You got to
had
be super open about it. So.
it's a beautiful thing. I don't know if I can find that video right now. Probably not. But one guy, they ripped his mask off and then they beat him. They chased him and beat him. They ripped his little KKK hood off him and gave it. And he was crying and begging for mercy. And it was just a beautiful thing to watch. I did not.
I don't know why it makes me laugh, but there's something that just makes me giggle so hard about a white supremacist getting their hood ripped off and is beaten by a bunch of black dudes and he's just screaming. It's funny to me.
Right. Now, conversely, the black Hebrew Israelites are marching in New Orleans. Now, the Nazis were in Tennessee. The black Hebrew Israelites are marching in New Orleans in response to the Patriot Front's thing in Tennessee, which doesn't make any sense at all. If you're gonna, you might as well go to the same city. How do they even know you're there? But this is where the racial thing comes in. The black Israelites walked because they probably couldn't afford a U-Haul, or
all the U-Hauls are booked.
Or maybe that's where U-Haul corporate draws the line. I'm sorry. Are you going to use this for Black Israelite March? Because no, they don't ask if you're going to use it for a Nazi thing, but they will ask if you. Anyway, it seems to be far more black Hebrew Israelites than there are Patriot Front guys, but they're not wearing masks, so they're easily identifiable. I don't know, but
well, that's because they're actually proud of what they do.
Yeah. So the people on Twitter now, with their grand plans, they're saying, follow the truck back to when they're done. Follow the truck back to the U-Haul place and see all the cars, get all the license plate numbers. Let's identify all these guys. That seemed like a lot of work to do. I think the first guys had and this might be nepotism, just run off, rip off their masks and beat the fucking piss out of them. That's the way to do it. No reply.
I agree.
I don't have a problem with ripping off the mask if you can do it without assaulting them. I don't think you should break the law just because they're assholes and idiots.
Fucking goody two shoes.
I think they should all be dangled off roofs.
Yeah.
I think there's probably people back wherever the U-Hauls came from that could very easily just get the license plates of the vehicles that are there, or get the information off the U-Haul log or whatever it is they do.
That would be of the guy who rented the truck, but not all of each of the individuals that he stuffed in the back of the truck. They came more, and it's not just one truck. It was like 10 trucks. I mean, if somebody's coming in and renting 10 big trucks, you gotta ask what they're being used for, right? Anything. I mean, maybe they lied and said, "Oh,
well, if it's now maybe the person behind the desk is also one of them and doesn't ask those kinds of questions."
There you go, Detective J.D. Salinger on the case. So, yeah. You guys familiar with Raymond Shaw? Everybody loves Raymond?
I have no idea who Raymond Shaw is.
Raymond Shaw is the most wonderful, decent human being I've ever known in my life.
No, my name is GD.
Raymond Shaw. What's the actual quote? Let me get the quote. You guys talk among yourselves while I get the quote.
So anybody here really know who Raymond Shaw is? Because I really don't. You can explain to me.
Wow.
Not even a little bit.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, there we go. The eyes have it. Nobody knows who Raymond Shaw is. All right.
Wow.
Okay.
The fuck is this guy?
Raymond Shaw is the kindest, bravest, warmest, most wonderful human being I've ever known in my life.
Is he dead? It sounds like an obituary.
Kind of.
Raymond Shaw is a fictional character from the Manchurian Candidate. He's the guy who's been hypnotized. The whole platoon was kidnapped and hypnotized by the Chinese. Raymond Shaw was supposed to be activated by the Queen of Hearts to go shoot the fascist who was running for president in the United States because they wanted to keep the leftist guy in office. Anyway, Raymond Shaw, but the entire platoon was hypnotized to recite the same line. Raymond Shaw is the kindest, bravest, warmest, most wonderful human being I've ever known in my life. And they all said that, and that got him some kind of Medal of Honor or something. He got credited with saving them from an ambush when actually
now, is this from the book or is this from the Frank Sinatra version of the movie?
It's from the Frank Sinatra version of the movie. I did not see the Denzel Washington version, but I imagine that they got to keep that line in there. That line is. Did you see the Denzel version either?
I think I saw parts of it. No, I know I saw parts of it. I don't remember being interested in the whole thing.
Wow.
And the Frank Sinatra one, I only watched like 20 seconds of it as part of like a film study or something. Didn't even watch the whole thing.
I didn't even know there was a different version besides the Denzel version.
Like in the movie, in the Frank Sinatra version, Frank Sinatra was known to not like shoot things twice. He shoots it once and get the fuck out of there. That's it, one take, like with Sinatra. And so in the movie, there's a scene where the general they're doing a shoot. The general's giving a speech, and the only thing in focus are his medals. Everything else is out of focus. And that shot was by accident because they measured off where the shot was supposed to be, set up the shot, and then when they shot it, just the medals were, and everything else was blur, and he wouldn't take a second take. And so that became the shot. And
I just want to see how far you're going to go with manufacturing this nonsense out of whole cloth.
No, that's pretty much what I can remember from that class.
Yeah. The most notable part about Manchurian Candidate is none of the Chinese guys are actually Chinese. And there's a point where Frank Sinatra gets in a fight with a Chinese houseboy who is an American actor who was pretty easy to notice that he's not Chinese. He was a character actor of the time, but they're doing the worst imitation of a choreographed martial arts fight. You know, doing karate chops like this. Ha! Hustle! Really ridiculous stuff. It's really fun to watch in hindsight of how totally racist it is, and how, you know, they kind of tape the guy's eyes to make him look squinty. I know. It's pretty funny. I guess unless you're Chinese, then you would not think it's pretty funny. Yeah. You'd want to.
That's racist.
Yeah. So that's Wednesday. Chris Monty's going to be back on the program, and I would like to count on you guys to back me up.
Now, Chris Monty's birthday is on the 13th of July.
That's right. He's got shows coming up this week at Governors and Brokerage, both local stuff. It's like we've come to this place. People used to have birthdays.
They used to.
Yes, they used to have birthdays. Then somewhere along the line, it became my birthday weekend. Oh, then it became my birthday week. Now people are having birthday months. Why don't we just go the full route and say my birthday year? Your birthday starts on your birthday and ends on the day before your birthday next year, and then it's always your birthday your entire life. That's where we should go. My birthday year.
And this is why there's currently a smear campaign against Matt Nepo.
Yeah, because of the birthday year.
Yeah, he doesn't like birthdays either. He doesn't want you to have fun.
I like birthdays. No, birthdays on your birthday. And I was fine when it was just birthday weekend. But now then it got to birthday week. Now people are having a birthday month. Like, all right, it's my birthday century.
I started saying it as a joke back when people would like say, "Oh man, I didn't realize it was your birthday." And I said, "Well, I'll celebrate it up until the weekend. You know, you can still give me a gift. I'll take it all week or something like that." It was just a joke because I don't really celebrate my birthday like that. But the people who take it seriously, and also the people who celebrate the birthdays on Facebook of people who have passed and call it their heavenly birthday, no, not a thing. I'm in a way, Matt, I'm with you on this. I hate to say that I agree with you on something, but I agree with you on this.
I just changed my mind, and I'm totally.
I too agree with you. Like my birthdays don't mean anything. I don't want to celebrate it more than one day and be disappointed.
See, now that's because you're
every day.
young.
Fuck that shit.
Once you get old, it's like an accomplishment. It's like, yeah, I fucking made it. I can't believe it.
No, dude, I don't even think I was supposed to make it past 20. It's all an accomplishment, but
I normally celebrate my birthday once a month.
Is that during your menstruation period?
See, so you would be behind that my birthday year thing, because then you get to celebrate your birthday every day, and then it just renews. It just turns over like automatically. It's like
I like Ron's idea of celebrating
tweet.
it once a month at the end of the menstruation period, so you know you've survived.
But I want to.
It's fun. I sent my wife a text on the reminding her that we had just celebrated the anniversary of the day we met. I said happy anniversary of the day we met, and she sent me a text back that says, "You're such a romantic." And because it was written down, I don't know if she was saying it sarcastically or if she was like, "You're such a romantic," because it was just a text. I don't know.
I think that was the same day I told her about all your exploits in the world of adultery. So could have been
all the joke bunnies that you've landed.
Don't talk about.
I'm gonna play the news. Which was really exciting for a lot of people. But before I play, I want to say with Chris Monty coming on, I'm hoping you guys will back me up. I don't trust that you will back me up because you're like a bunch of backstabbing fucking traitors. But
I wasn't a fucking backstabbing traitor until you called me that. Now I feel like I have to live up to it just to back you up.
All right.
Wait, what are we backing you up on first?
I'm being a backstabbing traitor.
I'm awkwardly getting to that. Chris was on like 6 weeks ago, and he has no memory of what we talked about. I'm certain. So I want to tell him that he made a bet with me, some sporting bet, and he promised he would buy me a new car if I won the bet. And I'll figure out something I can make the bet up about. But he's gonna say, well, I don't remember any of that. I want you guys to back me up. Yeah, we heard you say it. We heard you say it. And just fuck with him for a while, make him feel like he owes me for a bet he lost that he never really even made.
I feel like this is how Trump gets people to perjure. Yeah. I don't feel comfortable with it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you can let him off the hook after a certain period of time. I just want to see how long we can go. Can we get him to go for like a half hour thinking he's fucked and now he owes me?
Do we see if we can get him to send $15,000 and then we'll let him off the hook?
Yeah. Something. Anyway, I want to fuck with him a little bit because I know I could talk to him today and then talk to him tomorrow and he wouldn't remember what we talked about yesterday. Like so.
Matt, you have my undying, unwavering support to lie for you. Let's go.
These other two, maybe you. These other two guys will stab me. They'll sell me out down there. Whatever.
See, I don't lie, so I can't support you in it. I don't tell lies.
You're just
doing it right now
in the last 30 seconds.
I don't tell lies.
It is good.
This just in: G.D. Finniston does not lie.
A woman accused of pretending to be an Irish heiress and scamming victims out of tens of thousands of dollars has been extradited to the UK, a U.S. official said.
Marianne Smith, 54, faces charges of theft and fraud by abuse of position for allegedly stealing over $170,000 from victims she met as an independent mortgage advisor in Northern Ireland from 2008 to 2010. Northern Ireland issued arrest warrants for her earlier this decade. She was arrested in Bingham, Maine. Benjamin Wright reporting.
Health officials have issued a dengue fever alert in the Florida Keys after confirming 2 local cases.
The 2 dengue cases in the Keys were locally acquired, meaning the individuals did not contract the illness while traveling. In Broward, mosquito control is using drones to target pests in hard-to-reach areas, spreading larvicide granules to kill mosquitoes before they hatch. Jessica Oakley reporting.
The U.S. and Panama have signed an agreement permitting American officials to assist the Panamanian government in deporting migrants crossing the Darien Gap.
Under this joint effort, U.S. immigration officials will train and aid Panamanian authorities to facilitate more deportations of northbound migrants. Recently, Panama has reported record crossings in the roadless Darien jungle, with over 500,000 in 2023 alone. Wade Addison reports reporting.
The U.S. military has heightened security measures at its bases across Europe.
U.S. officials are urging service members to stay alert and maintain a lower profile due to various regional threats. U.S. European Command stated Sunday that numerous factors influence the safety of the U.S. military community abroad. Liam White reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
More than 4,600 pounds of liquid egg products have been recalled due to misbranding and undeclared allergens.
Michael Foods Incorporated has recalled approximately 4,620 pounds of liquid egg products containing milk, a known allergen not declared on the product label, announced the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service. The problem was discovered during a routine carton inventory evaluation. The establishment notified FSIS when it discovered that a limited amount of whole egg with citric acid cartons was unaccounted for. Kyle Norris reporting.
A 19-year-old and the strip club where she worked have sued Florida's Attorney General over a new law banning adult entertainment businesses from employing individuals under 21.
Serenity Michelle Bushy claims she lost her job at Cafe Risque in the Gainesville area after the law took effect last Monday, as she is under 21. Florida lawmakers stated the law aims to deter human trafficking. Besides Bushy, 8 other adult performers who are older than 18 but younger than 21 are unable to work at Cafe Risque because of the new law, the lawsuit said. Anna Keller reporting.
Officials reported a house explosion in Lafayette, Wisconsin last week.
One man in the home was airlifted to a hospital, according to Elkhorn Fire Chief Trent Eichmann. It took firefighters 30 to 40 minutes to reach the man, who was rescued from the basement. Walworth County Sheriff Dave Gerber said the man's family confirmed he was the only person inside when the house exploded. Lawrence Keller reporting.
The New Jersey man accused of stabbing author Salman Rushdie on stage in 2022 has rejected a plea deal involving state and potential federal charges.
Rushdie was stabbed multiple times on stage at the Chautauqua Institution in southwestern New York in August 2022 in what prosecutors called a pre-planned attack. Hadi Matar was charged with second-degree attempted murder and assault. He has pleaded not guilty. Kevin Sanders reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
40 years, 35 years to catch up with Salman Rushdie. They started with the death threats. They were going to kill him in like 1988 or something. They finally got to him in 2022. And they didn't kill him. But I'm thinking the guy's perfect alibi is, I'm sorry, I thought he was Dave Chappelle. And then... no.
Go on.
Do you guys... liquid egg products?
I don't get that. Why is the Dave Chappelle thing? I don't understand.
You don't remember when that guy tried to stab Dave Chappelle on stage?
The same guy that stabbed Salman Rushdie tried to stab Dave Chappelle?
He had a gun knife, a gun knife.
It's the same guy?
No, it's a different guy. But it was at the same time. It was like the same week. But yeah, the guy had a gun knife, a gun knife. It was a gun that looked like a knife or a knife that looked like a gun. Something.
Yeah, and he got beat down. He got beat down at that Chappelle show too.
I think.
But did Dave Chappelle beat him or someone else?
Everybody
did. Everybody jumped on him.
I think they ripped his arm off and beat him with it.
Just about. It looked like it.
Yeah.
He got his ass whooped.
I didn't see the video.
Oh, just look up the picture of the guy after when they have him arrested on the stretcher.
I wonder what he looks like now.
It's bad, dude.
If he's still alive. Liquid egg,
like the guy from Goonies.
Did you guys ever in your life purchase liquid egg products?
My parents would get egg beaters and eggnog. Does that include eggnog and egg beaters?
I'm a novice. You tell me. You educate me.
Get it from the food bank.
Yeah. So it took them this long.
Yeah, we get it from the
Apparently,
food bank occasionally. And it's gross.
The product has been on the market forever, but some clerk from the FDA was just walking through and reading ingredients on everything, and finally discovered, hey, this stuff got milk in it. That's an allergen. Got to pull it off the market, killing a whole bunch of jobs. So if it's the point I'm trying to make here, awkwardly again, is that if it's been on the market for that long and nobody has gotten sick from it, maybe it's not really worth completely pulling off the market at this point. I don't know. Maybe just relabeling this stuff.
I'd say it sounds like a job for relabel man.
Yeah.
Create another job. You can create another job.
Right. There you go.
To help Biden out. There's one guy with a little label says contains milk.
This is why I have volunteered for anybody and any politician to take you off my campaign and make the best of use of you, because this labeling idea is sheer genius. It shows this
could have been the backbone of your whole campaign.
It's your wheelhouse. It's thinking of useless jobs we could give to people. So
that's not a useless job if it's saving other jobs.
Right. No, I get it. No, but nobody ever got sick, or nobody's ever sued them or complained about it. So I don't think you're really saving anything. You're just saving jobs of people who are now, or maybe the possibility is their jobs are at the back at the factory is increased because now there's more work to be done. They didn't close up the company. They're just redoing everything. We got to start from scratch again. So that's more work, more money, less greed.
More money, more power.
Yeah. The guy in his house that blew up alone. Fireworks or just crack addict, or I mean, they don't give you any details. This guy's in his house, the house blows up. It was alone when it happened. All right. What the fuck was he doing? That's the question. We want to know what the fuck he was doing.
He either had a meth lab or a surplus of fireworks, or he could be like my grandfather and have Vietnam grenades in his basement. Who knows?
He could have just had gas cans from the lawnmower.
It's so fucking discouraging for me to hear Vietnam and grandfather together in the same sentence, because that's my generation you're talking about.
Yeah, my grandpa is 71, 72.
Yeah, but you weren't really old enough to serve in Vietnam, Matt, right? I mean,
just missed it.
So that's not really by that much.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I would, I probably would have went to Canada because I'm a coward. Everybody knows I'm a coward. Probably would have went to Canada. Nah, Canada's too cold for me. Probably would have. I don't know. I would have went to Belize.
I would have wound up in jail as a conscientious observer.
Yeah, the whole weird thing is that no one really wanted to be in that war, and why would you want to be in it, Rich?
Oh, wait, no, you're not correct. There was the first wave of people. There were people who wanted to go. Once they started to figure out, this is a meaningless war. When they went over there, if I could back up. War used to be about taking a piece of land and holding it. When in Vietnam was the first time soldiers were take that hill. Okay, we got the hill. Well, let's leave it. Don't take it back and walk away. And they kept doing that over and over and over again. And enough guys said, "Hey, what the fuck are we fighting for? All we're doing is fighting battles, taking a piece of land and giving it right back to them. It seems kind of fucking pointless."
Matt, I think you missed the actual quote. There's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Is what they said.
Right. That's right. Give me an F.
You.
All right, name the artist, Mr. Woodstock. Name the artist who did that song.
Arlo Guthrie?
No.
Woody Guthrie.
Guthrie.
You're wrong.
It's Country Joe and the Fish.
Oh, Ron Kane on the money for the $1 million question. All right. Very good.
Oh.
I'm surprised. Now,
I know.
How do you know that, Ron? Why is that fresh in your memory? Because you didn't just know that. Somebody must have reminded you of that recently. You're not a Woodstock guy.
No, I'm not a Woodstock guy, but I remember like my stepdad had that the video of it like from years where it was like the double VHS. And I remember that like being one of the songs. And of course, Hendrix doing the Star Spangled Banner, and I mean, there's some interesting things here and there throughout that, but I mean, it's not like my favorite era of music by far.
Well, when I was a kid, I mean, sure, I was 10 years old when Woodstock went down. And the biggest thing was as soon as the concert was over, there were people with that tape of "Give me an F," and that was like the coolest thing. Oh, look, a guy saying spelling "fuck" for people, and 500,000 people are yelling it back to him. What's that spell? Fuck! Like, hello.
You guys had such a cool Woodstock to remember. Mine was horrible. We had Woodstock '99.
That wasn't.
Oh,
that's yeah.
That's not even a Woodstock.
Yeah,
they called it Woodstock, but it was one Woodstock.
Have you watched the documentary about that Woodstock? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember watching it live on MTV and VH1 while it was going on, and seeing like Fred Durst and all them just destroying in mayhem.
So you're thinking, because there were 2 follow-ups. There was one in like '92. You were a baby then. You didn't watch that live.
I was 1 when that happened, so no.
Yeah,
and then there was like Woodstock
and '99.
99, right? Okay. Yeah. Not real. They're not real Woodstocks.
Well, no, and like the documentaries really point that out, and especially like how much they were just charging for water at the time, and how they put it on an airfield, which is a huge mistake.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a guest waiting to come in, Kenny J. Wilkins, who is a singer-songwriter. I want to call him a singer-songwriter, but it's not really like when you say singer-songwriter, people think of some guy or girl with a guitar singing "La Di Da, My Boyfriend Left Me" or something.
Taylor Swift.
That's not. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Singer-songwriter. He's not that. He's a singer who writes songs, which makes him a singer-songwriter. But he's not.
What, couldn't he be a songwriter-singer? That way
right.
he wouldn't be a singer-songwriter?
Yes.
Oh, but usually you have to write the song before you sing it. Usually.
I
said usually.
Not in today's market. That used to be the case where you would write the song and sing it. Now what we have is a song factory of 37 people who write one word each, one note each, hand it in, and then you get to sing it. And that's
who arranges
how
it?
it
Is that what the
happens.
arrangers? And that's the arranger's job. The arrangers actually put the notes and words in order.
97 arrangers.
Producer.
97 arrangers get to get. Everybody needs to get a paycheck. Everybody needs to get some publishing on it. But this is the way the music industry works now. Is there? If you look on the credits of any song, you'll see all these fucking people got together to write one song. I had a tough time collaborating with one other person and giving up control of an artistic piece. Never mind.
What's the copyright thing look like? Because I remember I co-wrote a song with a friend of mine, and when we did the copyright thing, I somehow they sent the form back because I did it wrong because the way I credited him.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've never participated in one of those. So, but I imagine it's hell. It's a lot of paperwork. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway.
Ron is unhappy with the pace of this introduction of Kenny J. Wilkins. That's what it's all about. Anyway, my contention is, and I'll talk to Kenny about this, is his hit single is "You're a Woman," and he has an EP coming out on Wednesday, which is all about women's empowerment. And my intuition tells me he's just doing it to get laid. Anyway. Good morning, Kenny.
So, Kenny, how is it working out getting laid with the music?
No, first of all, man, thanks for having me on the show. The commentary is absolutely phenomenal, man. I appreciate it. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I am actually about to fall over in my chair with that commentary. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all funny.
Well,
yeah, but you didn't answer the question. Is it getting you laid? That was the question.
Well, the object of the songs that I do is to give homage and empower women, not necessarily to get laid. But with everything, you have your advantages and your disadvantages. My reason for doing it was just to kind of give some support to the women community, which they need. And we also need them too. So it was just a kind of way to kind of get at them and let them know that we love them.
What I heard was kind of sometimes it That's not the goal, is what I heard.
All right, let's just say you're not doing it to get laid. I'm certain you're not going to turn it down if it should happen because.
Well, first of all, are you single? Are you in a position that you actually can talk about this without getting in trouble?
Yes, I am. I am single. Okay, so just let me give you some background. My wife passed away last year. Okay, so last year I'm newly in the single realm. Yes, it is has its advantages and it doesn't have disadvantages also. It's just a way to kind of give women empowerment.
Now, in a bar, which gets women more leaning in your direction? For you to say that you're a devoted widower or to say that you're single, which one works better?
Both. Put me in the gray area there.
Okay.
If you go either way.
Because a friend of mine had told me a while ago, because he didn't like my first wife. He goes, if you were a widower, you would really get like banging pussy in the bars.
Wow.
He didn't like my first wife.
I definitely agree. I've used that even though my wife was alive.
Oh shit.
Well, yeah. Now his reasoning was that a widower says that you're not afraid of commitment, and so you're not afraid of commitment, but you're available. And
yes,
that's why widower is better than single.
Absolutely, I get it, and I think I would like that definition. Fine.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
So now there's a bunch of guys out there going, I'm changing my status from single to widower on all of these dating sites.
Don't do it.
If you're not comfortable with that, you can always take me with you. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm a great wingman. I can make up 1,000 stories how you saved my life, and you're the reason I'm here.
Wow,
and
a widower who saved a guy in a wheelchair's life. That's a good one.
That's not a good way to use a wheelchair guy. It's not
until that one woman leans in to Kenny and goes, "You should have left him
die." Or she says, "Kenny." Or she says to Kenny, "Can the gimp watch?"
I just, in case the audience didn't catch it, I just want to make them aware of it. GD said, you're single, so you can talk about this without getting in trouble. See, that's what I was talking about when he said he knows he's on the air and I would never cheat on my wife, blah, blah, blah. He's saying that because he knows there are people listening.
Matt, let's get this straight. I said I have never cheated on my wife and I've never cheated on a girlfriend. I did not say I would never cheat. Okay?
I can't cross the line.
I can't predict the future.
I don't think so.
I have no intentions of ever cheating on my wife, no intentions whatsoever. But she may redefine what cheating is. She may. I could walk into a bar, buy a woman a drink because I know her from another comedy thing, and my wife would go, "How dare you cheat on me with that skank?" I said, "Well, that's not a skank. That's my cousin. I knew her from years. I bought her a drink." She's like, "You're cheating on me with that skank."
You cheated on her with your cousin?
I'm just saying.
You cannot be sleeping up with
just the explanation gives you what you're digging way too deep into this. You're doing.
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Yeah. He's a phony. He's as phony as they come. But
I am a threat to all lying men everywhere because I tell the truth.
To us, to the audience, maybe. I don't know what goes on in your head.
Let me just say, you guys are getting in the way of Ron's sound effect use. Don't ever stifle Ron's love of sound effects.
So, Kenny, is that the anatomy of your guitar back there, or is that someone else's guitar? The poster behind you.
It's just a photo.
Okay.
It's just a photo. It's just a photo, a poster. That's all.
Okay, I can see it says keeps my heart beating, and I didn't know what the rest of it was.
Yeah. It's music. Music keeps my heart beating. It has a whole bunch of different things on it.
Okay. Now, musically, I mentioned the songwriting stuff. Did you write "You're a Woman"? Is that your
yeah?
You wrote it. You're the sole creator.
Absolutely. Normally, I would do that myself. I'm not a fan of, like you said, a million different people writing one word on a song. I think it's okay to have some people or a group of individuals writing, but when it gets that many, it's crazy. All of my songs are written by me. All my creation, my music is done by me. My production is done by me. My backgrounds is done by me. Every aspect of what you hear, I do in this room here. I do all of my stuff, programming, engineering, mixing, mastering, everything.
Now,
Everything you see.
What kind of keyboard is that? Because I see it's flashing like it's about to blow up.
So I have a Yamaha here, and I have a, what is this over here? That's a Mod X Plus over this, y'all. Both Yamaha.
Okay.
You're a woman. Great really impressive production.
Thank you.
The most impressive though, because you just said you do all the vocals on it, all background vocals. The harmonies on that are exquisite. And really good production there. But for a lesson for people who are planning on now. It's not, and not everybody can do what you did, but to understand that people who are spending money going to a recording studio and spending $125 an hour, you did it in that little room, which is impressive. But that's not most people who produce in a small room like that by themselves. The end product does not sound as professional as yours.
Wow, thank you.
How were you in the engineering business before? I mean, how did you get to that point where you could?
I did go to a school called the Institute of Audio Research. That's a school out in New York City. They're no longer operating at this point in the world. But before that, though, I always had an ear to understand sonics, understand how instruments are supposed to sound, the timbre, voices, all of that sort of thing. So I pay attention to not just the music, but the sonics of the music. I listen and look at different programs. I looked at Michael Jackson and how they mixed his record. They had a million different mixing ideas, and Quincy Jones told them to go back to the beginning one. The first one they did was the one that everyone liked. So the one that you hear on Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, that's the first mixing job that they've done on that. And I listen for sonically sound like that, and I understand it. And I'm able to kind of use that into my music and into how I produce. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. It's just a trick of the trade to understand what that is.
Now, the room that you're in, is that just like a regular office? It's in your in your home, or where is it?
No, I have it treated. I have some things around here that makes it treated, and it sounds like I'm not necessarily in a dead room, because that bothers me a lot. But that it's live enough so you hear a little bit of echo, but not a crazy amount of echo. These days, technology has made stuff a lot easier than it used to be. I don't have a booth in the corner. I have a mic with a shield over it that's going to protect it, and everything that I give it in this voice is going to sound like that I'm in the booth. So just technology has made things a lot easier out there.
So you live alone then? You don't have a cat or a dog that would say, "Let me in," while you're in the middle of singing or something?
Nah, they'll make too much noise. No, I don't have any of that animals.
Well, the worst thing is when a cat comes into your room and takes a shit while you're.
And then all your songs sound like you're holding your breath. It's like,
every song I hear a meow. I don't want to hear that on my song.
Christ, did a cow shit in here?
Now, do you perform live as well, right? Or do you just record?
Yeah, I perform live.
When you're okay, so when you're writing your music, do you write it with a thought in mind that you're going to be performing this live as well, or do you just go all in the studio and then just hope you can replicate it later?
No, I go all in the studio, and if there's an element of the live atmosphere that you need, I'll do pre-production. I'll send it to a drummer that's able to put the greatness on it, and then I'll come back in here and put horns or amp up the bass and just kind of make it lively. It's not as mechanic as a studio. So you have to understand.
What about performing it though? I think that's what he was talking about, performing it live.
Yeah, performing it live. If my performance live is going to be like I have a whole live band behind me.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah. So awesome. The You're a Woman on the new record that's coming out, it's got the live feel to it. So you'll hear some hits and drum programming, live feel. So you'll hear a liver feel to it as opposed to the not the robotic, but the studio sound.
So do you yell things like, "Come on, man, get this shit together"? Do you yell that?
I don't have to, because it's already there.
With the computer.
Yeah, but that would get to a live feel, because I know when Matt performs, he's always yelling at the other musicians. He's always
I just jump right over the drum set.
He throws shit at them.
Yeah, that's more like it. I'm no yelling.
That's not completely true. He actually dangled his last producer off the roof of the building.
I did poke a guy's eye out last night just for the fun of it.
With the string? With the guitar? No.
Yeah, he's quoted as saying, if you can play with one eye, I'm taking the other.
That's exactly what I said. Were you there? Were you in the audience?
Listen, man, I got eyes and ears everywhere.
And yeah, left him on the stage. Last night, I heard a reel from an engineer who worked on coming back to the mixing thing. He worked on Bob Dylan's records, and he said he was in the studio and he was working on the mix, and he's like, just give me 10 more minutes. And Bob went out for a few minutes, come back after 5 minutes and said, what are you doing? He said, oh, just give me 5 more minutes. And Bob Dylan said, let me tell you what I think of mixing. He said, you guys, you play with knobs, you fiddle with the knob, maybe the EQ on this, you get the bass drum just sounding perfect. Oh, the bass drum sounds like God. And then you can work on the snare drum, and the snare drum sounds excellent. And then go down the line, and everything just sounds incredible, except for this song. And I think there's a lot of that. You can overmix and overdo it, and like, you know what? And in the end, I'm going to post-produce. But I think you're right. You know, it comes back to what was it when I wrote it, when it was in its most simplest form. It's probably going to be, but working by yourself, you have to be your own. I don't know, keep yourself in line, be your own critic, and say, and you ever tempted to work with anybody else as like a consultant, or come in fresh set of ears, listen to this?
Yeah, I have just a syndicate of friends that I could kind of call. Normally, I would finish everything and then have them come in and take a listen to it. They're honest. I trust their ear, and they're going to be honest. If it's corny, if it's whack, they'll say, yo, I don't like that part. Yo, let's fix that. And most time, I'm going to be honest with myself, right? If it doesn't,
when do you lie to yourself?
When I love a piece so much.
When somebody asks him about how he gets laid on a morning program.
Now, Kenny, is there an artist out there who's popular? You know, someone that maybe nationally touring, that you hear their music, you go like, man, I could really fix that shit. I mean, I know they're popular, but they really need my touch. And who's that artist?
No, I'll never say who that is.
It's okay. Nobody. It's just us. It's just me and you, brother to brother. You don't have black guys aren't even listening. You can tell me.
That thing says live. When it say live, I know that it's a whole bunch of other people watching. I don't necessarily do that. You could listen. You could take a listen at your radio and see any producer that's listening. I'm sure you hear from your Timberlands, from your Kanye West, from whoever's producing. You could hear anybody and say, man, I wish I could do this, that, or the third. It's not a respected person. I don't care if it's the biggest artist. I can hear some big artists and be like, man, I wish I could do something like that. And just go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. When I hear any Jimmy Jam stuff,
oh man,
I think that's just I think they have one sound and they just like use it over and over again.
Right. They created a genre of music for that era. I mean, that there is historic. I mean, so many different producers in the era that Teddy Riley's, the people that create sounds for an era, like the 90s was New Jack Swing. You know what I mean? The 80s was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I mean, the Janet Jacksons and the Bobby Browns, all of those things were people that really, really spent some time. The Babyfaces, you know a Babyface song when you hear it. You know a Rodney Jerkins song when you hear it. So all of those producers, I won't kick dirt on them, not to say that they don't.
I will.
No,
you don't have to. I will. I don't have a problem kicking dirt on them.
No, phenomenal guys though, for sure.
Talented. I'm just saying talented, but I just, after a while, to me it's monotonous because it seems like it's the same sound over and over again. It's like like Motown had a sound, but it wasn't like totally monotonous. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same thing. You can or Phil, what's his name? Phil Spector, the one is that the one that killed the people? But he had a good ear. He couldn't do all of sound and of all the bodies.
I think that somehow he had lots of great songs and artists to produce. But if I listen back to Phil Spector, I want to kick him in both his ears.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
If I was in a fight with him and he had one good ear, I would take the other one. That's all. What about mastering? Do you, because the mastering is the part that so many people skimp out on, and they don't. I mixed it; it's ready to go. Did you master it yourself, or did you send
Yes,
it out?
I mastered it myself. These days, it's a lot more easier with technology to get a mastering product out. It's just really just making sure your ear is going to be. You will be honest with your ear. If it doesn't sound right, I mean, when I mix mastering, I turn it down to the lowest level. I'm not having it blazing. I turn it on the cheapest speakers I have and the smallest speakers I have, and I turn it down to a low dB, and I'm able to kind of get out of that sound. If it sounds good at 2, it'll be phenomenal at 10. But I can't turn it up to 10 and think it's going to be sounding good at 2. It's just not working that way.
Right. Now, with all the different format, because the plugins, all that broadcast ready, and what does broadcast fucking ready mean anymore? But getting it to sound good from a radio station's perspective, because once you give them, they're going to put compression on it and all this kind of stuff for broadcast stuff. You're never really sure what it's going to sound like. How do you get around that and work around? And I'm not even sure that radio even matters anymore, as I say that. But
not really.
When somebody else plays it on a different platform, how do you prepare for that?
Well, you just do the very, very best you can. Understand what technology is. Understand what the broadband length is going to be with whatever medium you're putting it on. If you're putting it on, let's say, a DistroKid, and they're going to distribute it to different things, those platforms are going to more or less boost it up. If it sounds crappy, when they get it and they boost it up and it still sounds crappy, they got it crappy. So that's not going to make any more of a difference for you. You have to make sure that when you send it to them, it sounds to the best of its ability.
I'm looking up a question that Carl Hutchinson asked Facebook yesterday. Carl is he's got a music marketing method, and he asked Carl Hitchborn. What did I say? Hutchinson. Hitchborn. Well, that's my bad. I won't find the question, but the basics of the question were true or false. It's better to release a lot of material or at once, or just a group of wait for a period until you have a small collection of really great songs to release. And I thought that's a question. That's a question that is outdated by about 30 years, because it's independent artists.
True.
I don't think you need to push yourself to put filler like on an album and we have to have 20 songs, so I'm just going to throw this one in there. There's none of that. I think every song you do is, at least in the artist's perspective, this is my best song. The one I just wrote, the last song I wrote, is the best song I have.
Right.
What's your take on, because I know you have an EP, not an album coming out.
Yes.
I'm assuming you're of that same mindset.
I am of the mindset, and it's all these days about marketing. Independent artists have to do their homework and find out what the market is doing. The market is not for 20-song CDs these days at all. No one is going to sit and listen to 20 songs, not at all. So what I did was, because this EP was going to be a full-length record, and I said, you know what, wait a minute. If I want to stay consistent and consistently in my public's ear, I have to make sure I consistently put something in their ear. So I have to take that record and I have to split it up by 2. So I'm going to push half of the record one time of the year, and then I'm going to put something else out. It's just all about staying present. When you put that one album out, that's normally all that you get. If you think about it, it's just going to be a week or two, maybe a month that it plays, right? So if you don't have anything else, what else are you going to do? You're going to be scrounging around trying to find more. You have to always stay ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? If you put all that music out, it's normally not going to turn out well. So I decided to put the EP out, and then I have the other. That's why I put the volume out. So this CD that's coming out now on Wednesday is going to be a volume 1. So I'm going to put another volume 2 out. And it's probably going to be a volume 3. In the midst of all of that, I'm going to put out singles. I got Christmas music coming out. I got gospel music coming out. And it's just, you just stay consistent. If you don't, by that one record, it's probably going to burn out by the end of the year.
Now everybody has a Christmas album, so why not do a Kwanzaa album or a Ramadan album? Something that's not.
Let me do a holiday album.
Do a Hanukkah album, which will really throw people for a loop.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. I'll take your advice.
Yeah, Hanukkah.
I'm just saying, everybody has a Christmas album.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have. I don't
You
have.
do. You just
Yeah.
ashamed of it, and that's why you didn't put it out. But you'll release
So-
it next year.
So doing a Christmas album for me was doing this. Okay, so you want to stay working. So if the Christmas holiday comes up and a show comes up and they're doing a Christmas show, you want to have some material that you can do while you're at that show. So it's always thinking ahead. So I know Christmas is not going to run. New Year's is probably going to run a little bit. So I have Christmas record to do. I have a New Year's record to do. I have a Valentine's Day record to do. And I have everything in between to do. So I'll always stay working as long as I put material out.
Okay, now next month on the 26th, there's National Dog Day. Do you have like a Mike Big theme song?
And the song goes roof, 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 roof.
That was last week. I went to do a short on the 5 most annoying one-hit wonders of all time, and now AI suggested that one. The Who Let the Dogs Out.
Who Let the Dogs Out?
That wasn't on my list. No,
Ooh,
I had
a lot
other
of money.
stuff.
That's a great song.
Like, Come On,
There's a metal
Eileen.
cover that came out.
You remember Come On, Eileen?
Yeah, I still sing that.
I still have that video.
The vocals are challenging sometimes.
I think the line I used was
the
it had
site.
people shoving bagpipes full of banjos up their rectum to ease the pain. I'm listening to that song. Which is
what about the Chumbawamba song? I did not down.
Bagpipes full of banjos up the rectum is a line you won't hear anywhere else but this program.
Wow.
It's been copyrighted. It's now a T-shirt.
Pardon.
Yeah, Chumbawamba never go away though, because there's always drunk people, so you need a drunk song to sing in the bar.
It depends on the bar too, because in some bars it's was it George Thorogood, one vodka, one beer.
Speaking about a guy that can go fuck himself is George Thorogood. I mean, honestly, like I was at a bar recently and I hadn't heard his music in quite a bit, and I realized what a mistake this country made of even acknowledging George Thorogood as a person.
Well, he was bad to the bone.
And he's also bad for music, I guess, according to Ron.
No, honestly, I just don't feel it holds up. I don't feel his music holds up at all.
I don't think it held up in the time. You know what? He was never really a good guitar player or slide player or whatever he wanted to position himself at. Definitely not a good singer. It was, but you can go through the annals of hit music, songs that were successful, and find a billion different examples of a person who wasn't necessarily good at anything. The songwriting wasn't great, the vocals weren't great, the playing wasn't great, but the song was right for the time, or people. It resonated.
How
with
dare
people
you
at that
attack David Hasselhoff?
What is he saying? George Thorogood was just biting the black man style. Biting?
I think that's a euphemism. Black man style is, I think, a euphemism for cock. I think. I'm not sure.
I don't know what to make of that.
I'm sorry. Because you're black?
Yeah, but I don't know how we got on the one-hit wonders thing, but because of what was it? The Who Let the Dogs Out. Now you remember Black Eyed Peas? Let's Get It Started.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it started.
Oh.
They played that in every comedy club in New York and Long Island before the show. Let's get it started in there.
Which version? Because it used to be Let's Get Retarded. And
I just found that out 2 days ago. That there was a version of that called "Let's Get Retarded."
Yeah,
original.
And it wasn't cancel culture that made them change that. They thought it would get more traction if they changed it to "Let's Start" and make more money for them. I think "Let's Get Retarded" is far more a moneymaker, even in cancel culture. I don't know. I did not know that though. They weren't forced to change it. They voluntarily. Change that to something more. I don't know.
Okay, Kenny, do you have like songs you think of that would make a good what's it called when movies use a song, a theme song for a movie? I can't remember there's like a word for it, like Live and Let Die, that kind of shit. The songs that I What's it? Come on, man. What's it called when they have a movie and the song has like a movie theme? What's it called?
It's called the movie theme.
Okay, you have a song that would be like a good movie theme, and
yeah, absolutely. I'm actually doing some stuff right now for some country stuff. I have a country songs that I write, and I have Christmas songs that I write for some of these Christmas Lifetime movies. I have just a whole bunch of songs. Yes, from Hallmark. So I have so many songs and perspectives. I sit out and look at different things, and sometimes I can sit. My wife used to make me sit down and watch Lifetime. So you get different ideas from that. So I have so many songs. Country. I got a country song. So my Christmas record is going to have a country song on it. So
now I'm not trying to be insensitive, but your wife making you watch Hallmark movies, does that have anything to do with her not being around today?
No, she actually loves.
That was in my mind too. I have to be honest and say, that's why you killed her.
No, she absolutely loved Hallmark movies. No woman on this earth don't like them. So many.
My wife does not like Hallmark movies. She hates rom-coms.
I prefer the Hallmark over the Lifetime
on this earth. No woman on this earth, because that's true.
Look, my wife's in Canada. It is on this earth.
All right.
I'm your teacher, and I find you attractive.
I'm really sorry if my friends are being insensitive to you.
No. I'll
fire them all.
Trust me, I love the commentary. Trust me, I'm not hurt at all. I'm cool. We good.
All right. No, if you want their home address, to go kill them.
No. I did not say that. No, I don't want to do that. I have
I can't give my address to Kenny. I'm still waiting for Mike to show up.
No, Kenny. What's on the front? What's on the front of your hat? Are you ashamed to show us, and that why you turned around at the last minute? Oh yeah, okay, that's it.
St. Louis. I always thought their hat was red. Oh, I see why you don't want to wear a red hat.
No.
Okay.
I'm staying out the way. I'll come in peace.
Now, let's
I'm the only crip here, okay? I'm the only crip
really
here.
offensive and inappropriate here. Like we haven't been offensive or inappropriate enough this morning. I have to bring it up a notch. I feel like the black man is getting back into country music to strike a blow back for misappropriation of the white man stealing soul music and hip hop and all that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know if the biggest hit in country music is Shaboozey right now. It's Tipsy, the bar song. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I feel like this is, just because there's a good portion of this country crowd that is just racist as fuck.
Oh yes.
And so when a black guy is on the top of the charts in the country music, it kind of makes me giggle. You see all these guys in cowboy hats, celebrating Shaboozey.
Hey,
but in the middle they're calling them N-Boozy or whatever.
Yeah.
In Boise.
The big portion of the country community is racist, but there's also a huge chunk of the country population, especially like my generation, the millennials, who love the mix of like hip hop and country, or hip hop and metal, or metal and country. So like I'm not shocked by it in the least. In fact, some of my favorite country songs, stadium country songs, are mixed with rap. Like there's Florida Georgia Line with Nelly. You got Luke Bryan with Chris Brown. You got all sorts of people that do these combos, and I think it's fucking amazing.
KLF with Tammy Wynette.
Sure, I don't even know what that means, but I'll give it to you.
All of a sudden the train stops.
What the hell are you talking about?
You don't know KLF? KLF had a song with Tammy Wynette.
Tammy Wynette is long dead, isn't she?
They did a song with her before she died.
Really? Oh no, I think it was after she died.
Stand by the Jams, wasn't that Tammy Wynette?
Yeah. Stand by your man. Yeah.
Is that song by Shaboozey a cover or like a remix? Because
I don't think so.
Because that song Tipsy, there is a rap song probably from like between 5 to 10 years ago called Tipsy, and that song by
in the club getting tipsy.
There's no rapping in the song.
That song Tipsy by Shaboozey sounds like Tipsy. It sounds like it. It's just they're playing it on guitars. Yep, that's it.
Oh, it sounds like we have a court case here. Let's get our corporate attorney in here. Ron, put on your. That's me. I gotta get my attorney hat. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna get my attorney hat.
You've heard both songs, haven't you, Kenny?
He's leaving. He's leaving. This is the best thing that's ever happened to this program.
Now,
Kenny, you know what? Just go ahead and kick him out of the room before he starts.
No,
jeez.
put on my attorney hat.
Do you remember Buckethead? Do you remember Buckethead?
That was a racial slur. Buckethead was a racial slur.
He played with a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket on his head, I think.
Yeah, still does.
No, this is my attorney hat.
It's stupid. It's just plain stupid.
When I'm in court,
this is fucking.
I have a client. This is what I wear.
Well,
you can't.
Now on that thing about influence versus plagiarism, you know what? Because it's so every song I think that comes out, somebody can claim, well, I have something that goes sort of similar to that, and we get stuck in this whole idea of everything's a ripoff. Where do you try when you're writing? Do you purposely try not to listen what's going on, what's happening in music right now, not to be overly influenced by somebody else's work?
Yeah, you try your best to, but we like songs, and it's sometimes difficult to not use some sort of inspiration for what you know. Every song is going to derive from something else. I mean, of course, you don't want to listen to stuff, but sometimes you can't help it because you're conscious. Whatever speaks to you is going to come out in the music.
And there's only so many chords also. There's only so many chords and but yeah, that the Tipsy song just kind of pisses me off because I want to know is it just the direct ripoff or not?
It's possible.
I hate that guy who does the new version of Sweet Home Alabama again or something, like whatever that shit is.
Kid Rock?
Kid Rock?
Is that Kid Rock? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I just hate the song. I didn't know it was Kid Rock.
I think that song is about 15 years old now.
I still hate it.
I know, but I mean, it's not like he just came out with that.
I'm sorry.
They used to play it at my old job. I left there about 3 years ago, but they played it almost every day.
Yeah,
and it was in their rotation.
Oh, I hate it too. I mean, it's not only a bad use of like a loop or something like that. He also the guitar solo is in the wrong key. Like Sweet Home Alabama is in G. A lot of people think because it starts on a D chord that it's in D and and try to play a solo in D. That chord, he sings the melody in D, the guitar solo's in D. It's like, don't you have any real musicians on that track at all? Doesn't anybody know?
But that's a mashup of two songs. It's Sweet Home Alabama and
Werewolves of London.
Yep.
Yeah. I hate that song. But I did not know that was Kid Rock. I had no idea.
Yeah, both in the key of G, and they want to do it in D because it starts on D. Anyway. Do you use any kind of sampling in your work at all? Sample anything?
Sampling as far as maybe a drum sound. Nothing as far as like holes. I mean, I kind of experimented with it sometimes just to see exactly what the whole thing is about. Sometimes I use it for inspiration. That's not something that I keep in the music. I don't have to clear any samples or anything. Most of the time, it's just basically a sound or something.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you see a rapper like Gravy, and you hear some of the music and the samples they're using, does it irritate you because there has to be a lot of money behind that production for some of the samples they're using? I mean, serious money to make those songs. How do you feel about that?
I kind of have to go on two sides of it. As an artist, it's it has its level of artistry, but on the business side, it just doesn't make financial sense to do that. I think artists should kind of use their mind to kind of come up with something that's going to help them better, because at the end of the day, let's be honest, we're trying to make money. So if at the end of the day, your bottom line, you don't want your money to go so far out of your camp that you can't even benefit from it. Why the hell would you do it? You know what I mean? For me, it's important that I keep everything here. That's why I do my mixing. That's why I do my writing. That's why every one of my songs, I may have somebody do a rap. I have an Edson Shaw, a rapper, on one of the songs called Loves, and I give him publishing. I'm fair with it, but you can't just be so uncreative, that you don't keep everything in camp. At the end of the day, the bottom line is to keep everything here.
Now, do you have a songbook?
A songbook?
I asked you first. Yeah, songbook.
A songbook. My songbook has papers all over the place, so I don't.
Okay, let's put it this way. Like, for example, I didn't know who you were before I saw you. So, like, all right, let's put it this way. On my website, I do song parodies, and I actually have a karaoke songbook on my website.
Okay.
So when I parody a song, people can see the words I made up to the music they like.
Okay.
But you have your own original music. So you have, like, you can go to a show and maybe put out a little leaflet or something so people can, something tangible, or even online, that people can, like, go online and sing along with your original music or something like that.
Yeah, I do not have anything like that. It sounds like a very good idea. I did
Get rid of him. Matt, he's done. He can't even think outside. He's done. Good night. Sorry.
No,
bye.
I invited your idea. I said I like it.
I'm just teasing with.
Doesn't matter. He's fired anyway.
Now, do you have any songs dedicated to the memory of your wife that's out there?
I do. My wife is a song that I did with her before she passed. I just kind of felt I wanted to do a song for her, and gratefully I did. She enjoyed it, and it was out. It's called My Wife.
Wow.
Yep.
You couldn't think of a better title than My
Nope.
Wife?
No. The song is significant okay, I understand.
I'm not understanding.
No, it's a song is significant because your wife is supposed to be probably the most significant person in your life. Sometimes people hold on to girlfriends a lot longer than they hold on to their wives.
Yeah.
So
I just learned something here.
So if you call somebody your wife, that's very significant. Girlfriends,
What about the term? Now, you see, my wife would agree with you. My wife would agree with you 100%. And my wife hates the term. My wife hates the term wifey.
Oh, I don't. No, I don't say wifey. It's wife.
I'm not just saying about because it's like a wifey is like halfway between girlfriend, halfway between girlfriend and wife. I think that's what a wifey is.
No.
What?
It's all bad. But I just, because the most significant person in your life, I thought was supposed to be your booking agent. And
I don't have one of those, and my wife likes me to refer to her as my bitch. So
wow,
the world's upside down.
And actually, GD is hoping Trump wins because then his wife officially becomes his property. So
actually, if Trump wins, if Trump wins, I become 3/5 of a man and 100% bitch of a husband. My wife gets everything.
Actually, neither one of you will have any rights because
that's right. That's true.
Yeah.
My wife being a woman wouldn't have any rights, and me being a black man, I'd be like no rights. So. Damn, my house.
See, that makes me nervous though because that makes me nervous though because when the Third Reich was in power, it wasn't just the brown people and the Jews; it was the crippled people too that had to go. So now I'm more.
Yeah, but you are descendants of races, right? So don't you get a pass?
No, because I'm still broken.
Yeah. Oh, so even
if Hitler would have had a kid that was in a wheelchair, he would have been pushed off a cliff.
I think. Let me check with my checklist. Yes, we've offended everybody here today. I thought there might be one group we could still offend, but no, we've just about fucked up.
Well,
everybody.
Our job is done. Thanks, Kenny. Thank you, Kenny. You've helped us fill our bucket list.
I have nothing to do with this.
I don't think we offended PETA yet, though. I eat baby animals. There we go.
Now, have we crossed the line?
I don't think so, no.
No, she's wrong. We definitely have. So July 10th, which is Wednesday, you're releasing this thing. Do you do anything like any events for the release? So like a release party? What do you do? Anything?
No, yeah, I'll be in Texas this weekend at a Blockheads event. Doing something in Woodlands, Texas, and at the end of the month I'll be in California, Berkeley, California, just doing an event there, comedy show there, and it's a Blockhead event this weekend.
Wow.
Now, but there are quite a few. I should say, I hate saying this, but I'm going to hate myself anyway. So I might as well
No,
just
we all
say it.
hate you too.
Okay, good. Now, like the BET Awards, Essence Awards, all these awards out there. Is there one of them that you would like, that you would love to be on? If you had to be on one and only one, and you won't get a chance to be on the other ones, which one would you pick?
I would probably like the awards of the people.
Okay,
if that exists. So I am a part of the voting
music awards.
That's I am a part of the voting member Grammy. I just got into that this year. I have an independent award that I was nominated for in California. So there's a bunch of different things that's going on. Whoever loves the music, whoever wants to support it, man, I'm down for whatever cause it is. So.
And has Kenny G ever reached out to you about?
He has not. Well, people say Kenny J is Kenny J. So J and G,
yeah.
Quite different.
I don't know. I think you guys look a lot alike. There might be some confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lacking the hair that he has, and
you got a hat on. We don't know what you have under there.
It's nothing. Me and Mad Dog are brothers right now because
I want to say bagpipes full of banjos and Kenny G's saxophone up your rectum. I've just amended it. Anyway, we will continue to support you. The links to your YouTube channel and your Instagram are in the description. You have I'm assuming you have a Spotify too, right? If you send me that, I will.
Yes, I can send that to you. Absolutely, I have that too. And July 10th is coming out. Back to Rhythm and Love, Volume 1.
Very cool. When you get to be a major superstar in America, don't forget about us and come back.
No, I want you to play guitar for me. You're gonna be on the stage with me. I want you on stage with me playing the guitar.
You need some comedic relief. You got me, Ron.
I do. Everybody can come. Everybody can come. It's gonna be a party.
Well,
GD's free to be in your entourage.
A really, really super impressive production. I mean, Your Woman is now on YouTube and on wherever, on all the social medias. I hope people will check it out and support you. Good luck, man. Good luck.
I appreciate it.
Really.
All right, salute. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
I'll be your Jerome. I'll walk around and I'll be your Jerome.
Bring the hat. Bring the bucket with you. Bring the bucket with you. Now you
got it. To really do it right, I'll turn it upside downwards and fill it with fried chicken. And then once the chicken's gone, I'll put it on my head.
I think turn it upside down.
Hey Ron, hit him with the voiceover. Give him one of those sounds because he just said something else crazy.
Yeah. Just shut him up. Thank you. Have a great day, Kenny.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Love.
All of the time.
You're too late with the sounds, and you're stealing my spot.
Excuse me!
If you don't mind, the corpse still has the floor.
Now, I wanted to touch base on this parody thing because GD talking about his parody songbook or karaoke songbook, you called it, but it's parodies.
Right? Yes, a karaoke songbook, but it's parodies.
Because doing a thing at the nursing home, what was it, Friday? I started to do Up on the Roof. And started giggling in the middle of it because I thought this is a perfect parody song for me. It's like whenever GD pisses me off, I take him and I give him a toss up on the roof. So if you could work on that for me, because I'm not good with parodies. I don't do parodies, but I think.
But you write lyrics, right?
Yeah, but it just feels too stupid when I'm doing if I even.
Well, that's just because you're stupid.
That's why it's in your wheelhouse because you are the king of stupid. So I would like you to work on that for me. The parody of Up on the Roof or Off the Roof, Thrown Off the Roof, and
Up on the Roof. That's what the song is called.
Yeah,
the name of the song is Up on the Roof.
Up on the Roof. I don't remember.
Who's the artist?
I think the Drifters did it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't. Unless you know me and the background behind it, it doesn't make any fucking sense anyway. So I mean, and that's what Mikey pointed out the other day that we have far more listeners than I'm always like humbled, but then scared when people come up to say, "Oh, I listened to your show," and they're quoting stuff I said on here. Somebody, at the gig, somebody wanted to know if I really felt that way about Kim Basinger. If you don't know the reference, when I said I would do a Louis C.K. on Kim Basinger if I were Robert Wall in Batman and seeing her cross her legs and put them up on the desk. But people come up to me, people at gigs come up and say they listen to the program, and I'm always, at first I'm, oh, that's cool, and then I'm like, oh shit, what did I say that they know that I said? Because I always forget that we're talking in public here, and people can actually hear this.
Oops.
I was talking to my wife on the phone last night, and she said she had said something that she'd never said before ever. She goes, "I was listening to the Church of Last Resort today," and she's never said that, because in the house she doesn't have to listen; she can hear it. It's not like on this show. If you only hear my side, you don't hear the others. But
she was keeping tabs on you.
Yeah, she actually was.
Is he talking about cheating on me again? Because I know he talks to Matt about that when they're on the phone, the private conversations. Talks about all the adultery he commits, but I want to see if he talked about it on the air. That's what.
Well, it was just weird that she's never said those words to me before. She goes, "Yeah, I was listening to the Church of Last Resort," and I went, "You were listening?"
She said, and did she say she never knew you had a foot fetish?
She knows I don't have a foot fetish. I don't even talk about foot fetishes.
Let's go back and play the tape.
Yeah, play the tape. Roll it.
Hey, I do have entertainment news.
Uh-oh.
If you want to do, and I have a quick sponsor for that also. I just want to be quick.
The Glory Lemonade Stand. Tired of the high cost of a throat coating? Don't think you can swallow lemon? Come down to the Glory Lemonade Stand. The doors are always unlocked and the holes are open. When you come to the stand, wear your glasses, but lemonade is squirting everywhere. People visit from miles around to swallow down the yellow and the brown. Don't settle for the same old lemonade. Stick your cup in the hole and unleash your thirst.
Fucking Ron. That's like, well, we actually, iBoss is going to be the new sponsor of Showbiz. As soon as they want me to get a WhatsApp to communicate with them, and I was like, I don't want to do WhatsApp. I feel like I'm an old man. Grandpas don't do fucking WhatsApp. Get a young person. So maybe I can get Steven to talk to them.
Oh yeah, Matt, and sometimes I want you to show me about teach me about uploading audio up to Spotify. I was trying to work on that to create an account and shit like that. I couldn't find where I needed to upload how to upload.
Anchor FM. All right, time for show.
And now, bringing you the latest in entertainment news from Hollywood, New York, and East Bumfuck, Montana. Here's our chief entertainment correspondent, Ron Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Showbiz.
What do you impart by iBoss? No friggin' lemonade stands. Thank you.
Hey, it's the Glory Hole Lemonade. So,
looks like a hockey guy.
Yeah. So here we are. This is Justin Bieber. The reason the reason that he's in the news is because he just got paid $10 million to do a show for a billionaire. So he's really suffering right now. He performed for the Indian businessman Mukesh Ambani. I don't know how to say his name. And this guy is the chairman of Reliance Industries and has an estimated net worth of over $120 billion.
Now, let me just stop you there and say, when you say perform, do you mean in the way he performed for Diddy?
No.
Well, for $10 million, that may be included.
That's what I'm saying. That price tag seems a little high. It's not just for music.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never heard a note out of Bieber. I don't know what his music would sound like. I couldn't.
It sounds like this. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Sounds like the intro to the Church of Last Resort, actually. Except there's a fuck in there.
So this is a picture from Despicable Me #4, and apparently this did very well at the box office over the weekend and made like $120 million in 5 days. So the box office
12 Bieber concerts 120 million.
Yeah. So
keeping score.
The kids' movies are saving the box office currently because the other one is Inside Out 2 that's doing very well. Steven, do your kids want to see this or have seen anything about it?
Let's go to the source here. Zena, want to see Inside Out 2? Okay, that's a hard no. So going on.
What about Minions? What about the Minion one?
Well, don't go asking the kids.
Everybody loves Minions. I want to see the Minions movie. Are you kidding me?
The reason I think kid movies are killing it at the box office, and I could be very wrong about this, because what do I know? I know nothing. Go ahead, say that. I think parents are just dropping their kids off and let the movies babysit for the fucking kids for 2 hours. I'll be here. Go and watch the movie. I'll be back in 2 hours to pick you little rugrats up. I think that's what's going on here.
Well, I mean, it does help that it's been really hot the past few days. So if you have some kids and you need to get, you're like, I need a fucking break so I can smoke a joint in the back of the theater and, rip off some whiskey. Yeah, you got to do that. It's the way parents survive during the summer.
Amen.
You are fired as my babysitter, by the way.
What? Come on. I'm relaxed. That's what that means. This is a picture from Axel F, which was released on Netflix over the 4th of July weekend. I did watch it, and it is not a great movie at all. I could barely stay awake during.
Did you expect otherwise? Did you expect? Yeah, because I didn't expect anything after the first one to be any good.
I expected it to be a little better, but like there were some humorous parts, but they tried to make it like a very serious like cop movie to a certain extent, and it's like
bananas in your tailpipe.
Yeah, and like just like from a nostalgia factor, I guess maybe some people would really like that, but it almost seems sad to a certain point. Like, we're still doing this, and looking at Judge Reinhold as Frankenstein is weird.
Now that guy, who's that guy? Do we know who that guy is?
You know him once you say his name. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, this is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's it. He was in Looker. He was in Looker also.
Man, he's aging like fine wine. Look at that man. I swear to God, Randy, I'll take
nice beard there. That's the ladies like those beards now. Those beards are in.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Moving on. We're gonna look at XLF for the rest of my life.
Yeah, so this is one of Matt's favorite artists, rapper Waka Flocka Flame.
I thought he was dead.
Waka Smirnoff.
Oh no! Somebody killed somebody. Okay, I got it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this guy, he was performing in Utah of all states, and he went on some anti-Biden thing, and he's like part of that Blacks for Trump, or he's in that fringe group of
dumb black men.
Artists, yeah, that kind of like Trump or say they do. I don't know if it's for marketing purposes or what. But apparently he ran people out of the audience, and I think they're like, "What? Why are you talking about politics?" And I know this is going to hurt GD's feelings a lot, but Sexy Red has also come out for Trump, but she also walked back those comments after.
I don't know who Sexy Red is, so I think it hurts my feelings that you thought I knew who she was.
Oh, don't worry. No one thought you knew her. Me,
okay.
I think me and Ron were the only ones that actually know who she is.
Yes, GD. That would be called humor. Oh,
okay.
It's okay.
No wonder he didn't recognize it.
Yeah,
maybe the Rev will catch it.
So yeah, I just thought that was a funny story. It's like, oh, really? Okay. And I know all of you out there were thinking with your 4th of July holiday, how are Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez doing?
My thoughts the whole time.
That does not look like Jennifer Lopez to me.
Because it's
that's Jennifer Garner, because Ben Affleck spent 4th of July weekend with his ex-wife and their kids, and pictured here on the right is J-Lo. She was at in the Hamptons at her garden. So they did not they did not spend the weekend together, but they were both spotted wearing their rings. And like I said, I know so many people care about this. This is the fate of the nation we're talking about, people. So
Jenny from the Garden.
Bradgelina doesn't work out, and then Bradlow, and then now this one. I don't know what's gonna happen. We need all these celebrities need to get it together. Our world's falling apart.
They're getting together and with each other, and that's the whole thing. It's almost like inbreeding.
The one thing I love about Ben Affleck, anytime they show him with her, he looks just like so beaten down and just like, what am I doing here?
It looks like he got with Bane.
Yeah, or he's just.
It's his entire career based off of just because women find him good looking. I've never seen him in anything where I said, "Well, that's really good acting." I've never, not for 1 second. I can't think of anything.
Batman.
Oh no!
No, he wasn't. Stop it.
He has some good movies under his belt, especially like some of the movies that he's directed.
Maybe they were good movies. Like Will Hunting, Good Will Hunting is a good movie, but was his acting any good in it?
No.
In Good Will Hunting,
and I would say that for everything I've ever seen him in. There've been some good movies, but he just strings me as good eye candy for the women, but not a good actor at all.
Yeah, Matt Damon is the talented one in that friendship.
Anything? What's his best acting role? What's his best acting role? Come on.
Well, he was acting like a husband to Jennifer Garner.
Who's this guy?
Is that the Baconator?
Yes. Yep. Steven is right. This is Kevin Bacon, also known as the Baconator, or the Greasy Sausage, or the Greasy Strangler, whatever you want to call him. I put this here because this is a dumb story, because apparently Kevin Bacon went out as a normal person in disguise. And what did he realize? He hated it. That's what he said. He hated being a normal person. He's like, no one loves you. You just keep to yourself. So Kevin Bacon does not want to go back to being a normie like the rest of us.
That's weird, because on social media, he's kind of like a normie. He's like doing farm work, doing songs with his wife, and they have a huge following. By the way, she, I don't know, she said she would do the show, and then she said not. Steven, you follow her, but bust her balls, bust her lack of balls.
Get into her bacon bits.
Yeah. Tell her to do the
Give her a clam slam. Got it.
Because I've tried. I don't want to be a pest about it. She told me she would do the show, and then she left me hanging.
Welcome to my world.
All right. Thank you for letting me in your world. It's stuck here. Let me out. All right. Who's that? Is that
and most of us should know who this is by now. The Hawk Tuohy girl was out.
I didn't.
I'm more impressed with the top off than that. This is a new side of her that I like. To be honest.
Yeah. So she went viral again on the 4th of July.
I could see.
Over some clothing, the clothing she is wearing. She's like, "Happy 4th, y'all! Let your flags fly." U.S. I made some limited edition merch for today. Once it's gone, it's gone. So she is out hawking merch.
Well, if we could just see her titties once, she will be gone. That's all we need. We just need to see the nipples just once, and then she could be done with her 15 minutes of fame.
Oh my God.
No, I think
is that a bad thing? Have I crossed the line? There.
This is what happens when we keep old people up past their nap time. Damn it.
I think what would make her explode, pun intended, is if there was a video that came out of her doing the Hawk Tuohy.
I'm going to bet you. I'm going to bet $30 that when she does give head, she really doesn't spit on it.
I don't think
she just made that up.
I'm not sure because I'm not going to suck anybody's cock, but I will definitely spit on somebody's dick for $50 or something. If you want me to just like hook up,
so that'll be her fans only. Her only fans page.
Hey, hold on, where's the
on them?
Hook and I'll just hawk up a lungie on your dick for $50. Well, you know what? I got a sale going on today only.
Okay, somebody clip that. We have Matt saying that now. He'll spit on a dick for $50. Clip it.
Yeah,
I'll
say that on demand. I'm not hiding it. I will spit on your dick for $40 today only.
Damn, discount. Okay.
Oh, and now
Speaking
my
of
dick is
spitting
gone.
on the-
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate that.
Ellen DeGeneres or DeGenitals, however you want to call it. She recently.
She's going to disappear.
She's on tour, right? She's on.
We've already seen her nipples, and they're not impressive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so she had to cancel like 7 dates recently on her new tour that she's on. There was no reason given, and yes, it just.
The reason.
Well, what's the reason?
The reason is we've seen her nipples, and they're no more impressive than my nipples.
She's a frumpy dyke, and she's tired of touring.
Right. She's got guy tits. My brother, by the way, has tits now because he's on these like I don't know why I brought that up. He's on these hormones, and he says he has tits, and I had to listen to his thing about how beautiful
pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I do wonder if she is irritated that she has to do fucking stand up still. Especially now, since she doesn't have her show anymore, it's to the point where like I gotta go fucking do this.
Well, she said she's gonna disappear after her stand-up special, right? But isn't that what every comedian says when they're finished taping their special? It's like
it's what every musician, comedian, athlete says. Like I'm gonna hang it up. Then next year they're out on the field or doing whatever, getting brutalized.
Comeback tour. I'm gonna have a comeback tour.
Yeah. So if you're interested, you're interested. And here's our picture.
She doesn't like when people come on her back.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what am I? Well,
you don't have to grab the teat. You can just play music, and she'll squirt on her own.
Yeah, this is actually from the set of Kenny J's new country song.
Don't be disparaging our guests. Don't ever.
I'm not.
You just did.
I'm not. I'd buy this album right now.
So
I want you to call Kenny and apologize for that.
Yeah, so I figured I'd end it with this picture because I figure it's a Monday, so wherever you're at, if you're back to work, play some guitar and milk a cow if you got time today. And that
I don't think that's milking. That's like under the cow's ass, not under the udder. I think it's trying to gather some cow shit.
He's milking the cow.
For the
the prompt that I put into AI was man milking a cow while gently playing the guitar, and this is what it came up with.
Well,
looks like he's putting the guitar in the cow's ass and collecting what comes out.
Well, let me ask you: did you smoke this THC A before you came up with that idea?
No, I'm completely on completely on the nepotism diet with this, which is just mescaline and water.
Got it. Because my wife went to the smoke shop that she goes to buy lottery tickets, and I went with her, and I saw this THCA, or what was it called, Blue Dream, and they had a bunch of these on the counter, but it says THCA, and that's where states where it's not legal, that's where did I forget to say goodbye to Govs? I did, didn't I?
That's okay. You still got time.
Do I?
Yeah, it's only 11:22.
Okay,
you have until 10:45 tomorrow.